Okay, now let us get into this story. This story is coming out of Jamaica. And with this story, Jamaicans should understand the time and season. They need to understand the people who are in a position where they stand, and they need to understand what exactly is going on and what they are pushing for, right? Now, here we have a gentleman, and this is Father Sean Major Campbell, and he's a priest. And you'd have think that this gentleman would be walking in righteousness, but he's not. Basically, he's using the trending topics to push forward the acceptance of same sex, human rights, human dignity. Right, let us get into what he has to say. Father Sean Major Campbell, a priest of the Anglican Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, is calling for members of the clergy to confess their use of mistranslated version of the Bible to promote homophobia, misogyny, stigma, discrimination, and prejudice, none of which he says are consistent with the early teachings of Jesus Christ. Okay? There is an old and overworked saying that repeats, God never made Adam and Eve. God never made Adam and Steve, sorry. He made Adam and Eve. Well, a very important truth is that God actually made Adam, Eve, Steve, and yes, Adam and Adam, Eve and Eve, Steve and Steve. We should also, we should always be aware of how we use the Genesis myth of creation to determine our understanding of the length and breadth of life in all its dynamic reality and complexity, says Major Campbell, who was speaking during a hybrid panel discussion on the topic The Church and Sexuality held by the Caribbean Christian Leadership Network. Okay. Wolf in sheep clothing. Here we have an individual that you'd have think walks in righteousness. Instead, he's out here speaking against the Bible, right? That he's saying that members of the clergy to confess their use of mistranslated version of the Bible to promote homophobia. So clearly we see the agenda. And these people, there's something wrong with these people some of these people who are religious, who believe that somehow their so-called forward thinking aligns with what the Most High says. The Most High says same sex is an abomination. There's no if nor buts about it. He's not going to bend his words. He's not going to curve it to look cool and to fit in with anyone. And we see that this is happening in today's society. The church, the Christian church, is turning more and more into Sadom and Gomorrah because these pastors want to have their cakes, some of them want to have their cake and eat it. They want you to believe that God accepts and bless same sex. No, it's not working. And even me that don't even believe in the Bible 100%, right? Because of what I can see in the supernatural at times don't add up with the Bible, right? So I know that there is some conflict going on right there. But these pastors, some of them, want to insert their forward thinking and their modern ways into the Bible. Human dignity, equal rights, right? The Most High already left his word. Homosexuality is an abomination. Steve and Steve is not acceptable in the church. Eve and Eve is not acceptable, right? If you want to play Eve and Eve, it's up to you. If you want to play Steve and Steve, It's up to you. The Most High words is clear. And this thing known as homosexuality actually starts in heaven. In the contaminated Bible, it says there was a war in heaven, and the angel that they call Lucifer, Gadriel, whatever name the pervert goes by, he was thrown out of heaven. So that was one of the reasons why he was thrown out of heaven, because he wanted to pervert the energy of sex. So this thing is deeper than a lot of people think. It's not just the Genesis so-called myth that this pastor is putting forward, right? Homosexuality start from in the heavens, right? So it is what caused this war, because these entities, these fallen angels, they insist on perverting the energies of sex, and they came on earth and they set up shop. They set up shop with their various sexual perversion. So under no circumstances can it be put forward as human dignity, can it be put forward as human rights when it comes on to the church. And someone like this gentleman should have known better, but it goes to show you the people behind the scene and what they are working towards. And these individuals cannot bring you closer to the Most High, nor can they protect you in the day of the tribulation, in the days of the tribulation, when things start to fall apart. And it's full time the church wake up to these men who, with their forward thinking, leading them astray. We need to pray and understand the time and season and understand the powers. Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.